So, the number one question I get asked as a yoga retreat leader, a yoga teacher, trainer, and a yoga integration coach is, how do I keep this feeling alive once I leave my retreat or my training or my session? When we have a peak experience, when we experience our full spectrum, our full potential of expanded awareness, of presence, of connection, of heart opening, often it's so normal, it's so natural for there to be a fear or an anxiety arise as to how we're going to keep this feeling alive. And the key here is integration. So, integration is the opposite of feeling scattered or all over the place. And this is the most important practice to keep this feeling of wholeness alive. Because these peak experiences are wonderful for bringing us into expanded states. But if we just keep on chasing the high and we go to a yoga retreat and then a plant medicine ceremony and then a cacao ceremony and then a breath work, then yes, on one level we keep expanding our capacity to recognize the possible. However, what's important is how we bring these teachings and these learnings and these remembrances and realizations into our everyday life. There's a brilliant thinker right now who wrote the book Atomic Habits, James Clear, and he talks about how there's no magical 21 days or 60 days or 44 days and then you've integrated a habit forever. It is a lifetime practice. And for me, the key is just to celebrate yourself for every win. Every time you show up to the yoga mat, every time you meditate, every time you go to a class, every time you have a deep conversation about something meaningful to you, celebrate. It's so much more powerful and helpful to celebrate when you do show up to these integration practices than it is to berate yourself for how, oh, I should have gone to the yoga class and I'm so lazy and I'm not great because I didn't keep it alive. It is your responsibility to keep it alive, and there are many simple ways. I say simple, but not always easy, because we do have to defeat the demons of procrastination and dullness within ourselves to muster the energy and motivation to keep showing up, especially in those moments that feel hard, especially in those moments when we need it the most and feel least motivated to show up. There's a wonderful philosopher, Ken Wilber, who wrote a book called The Integral Theory, and he talks about the difference between states and stages. So one example I like to think about is going from being a teenager to being an adult, right? Like, you've met an 18-year-old who's still very much a child, and you've probably met an 18-year-old who seems to have it all figured out and is changing the world. When we are in that stage of being a teenager, we start to experience different states of adulthood. Maybe something tragic happens, or maybe we get our first job, and we start to have more of these adult experiences. And the more of these states of mind, these states of consciousness that we experience, the more that they establish a baseline for us to level up, so that becomes our new baseline state. And it's the same with yoga or spiritual practice. We are all on a process of maturation. Maybe when we start yoga, it's all about going to the yoga classes and it's all about mastering a headstand or achieving a certain peak pose. But then after a while, as we grow more mature in our practice, we realize that actually yoga is the art of mastering one's own mind to come into this state of integration. And maybe your practice becomes more about meditation, for example, and you become less focused on the more outside achievements and go more onto that internal mastery stage. So wherever you are in the yoga journey, there's always deeper to go. But integration is the key. So integration just means coming back to these states of wholeness and remembering as often as you can, so that you're promoting that level up, so that your new state your new stage, pardon me, can be that more mature stage. So maybe that's yoga practice for you, maybe that's meditation, maybe that's connecting with other people. But it's like brushing your teeth, right? Like you brush your teeth once and your teeth feel good, they feel clean, but you still got to show up the next day and clean your teeth again because it doesn't last forever. It is a practice, a daily practice. That's why they call this the yoga journey. There's always deeper to go, there's always further to go. I would love to support you on your integration journey. And these days, how I'm working with people is in longer formats. So I work with people over the course of 6 or 12 months. We meet either once or twice a month, and we help to integrate your awarenesses and your awakenings with yoga and spiritual practice into your daily life so that you can maintain that expanded state, so that you can maintain these remembrances more. So if this is something you're interested in, or if you're interested in working with me in my vocal activation mentorships or my new yoga teacher mentorships to help you up level and become an exceptional teacher, please feel welcome to check out the links below or to just send me a DM. So how are you integrating your yoga practices, your spiritual practices, so that you can up level your maturity with these practices and keep your heart open and your mind expanded? Sending you so much love from beautiful Bali. Hope you have a beautiful day.